Hello and welcome to another It's Only Trash Here podcast, episode 66. The date today is the 2nd of November 2014. So we're back once again, trying to think of excuses. Halloween, we were possessed by ghosts, and that kind of sucked. But we fought them off, and now we're back to ramble about video games once more.
It was such an adventure. You should have been there.
Yeah, I mean, we did take a couple of pictures, but then just the demons got our phones, and there was an epic chase scene in there somewhere, so we tried our best, but then we had to save the village from the ghosts as well, so that kind of took up most of our time.
I have sent the photos off to Derek Akora, who's going to analyse the orbs as well.
Yeah, you got to get the orbs analysed, or otherwise, we're just not legit ghost hunters, which we clearly are.
They need to know what the orbs mean, and it's not just a bit of dust. It's an orb.
Yeah, definitely an orb. Why do people think orbs are ghosts?
There is actually this one thing. It's like a ball of lightning that does happen randomly, which people think is a ghost.
Or
that's like the closest it could get to being an orb.
Or Pokemon, maybe Pikachu.
Yeah, a sky Pikachu.
Sky Pikachu. Oh man, they're the worst.
But I don't know. Have you tried watching any of those awful, god-awful programs?
I just can't even enjoy them from the case of haha.
No,
these
I
guys
can't.
are dumb.
It just makes me angry.
Yeah, it's just a little too much. People are just taking it way too seriously, and then you're just kind of like, I can't. No.
That's why our adventure was just hilariously fun.
Oh man, there were so many highlights that I'm
Remember
not
that
going.
bit when that ghost did that thing and it was
Ah,
You had to be
spooky,
there.
spooky times.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write everything that happened in a novel though, so you can buy that very soon in bookstores.
Oh. Okay.
It's not a
What?
bad idea.
How are we splitting the profits from that?
Well, I will take the profits,
Okay.
and you will sit there and like it.
I'll get back to you on that.
I'll put the banana on the cover though, so that's brand recognition.
Ghost Banana.
Yeah, the ghost. That's what it's called, the ghost banana.
The Ghost Banana trilogy.
It doesn't. Whoa.
You need to get this. Is a cash cow.
I'm only one man. I don't want to turn into a trilogy.
Fine.
But
Anyway,
Christopher
that's why we were
Nolan is interested in the film rights already.
Wait, was he just on the phone just then?
He was, yes.
Oh, that's cool.
But he
Man.
said that he doesn't like you and would rather not interact with you or give you any money. He was very specific about the financial part.
Listen, as long as Michael Caine plays me, I'm fine.
Michael Caine.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Just Michael Caine in a giant banana suit fighting ghosts.
Oh, Oscar.
Yep. Well, I'm being played by Gary Oldman. He was very specific about that as well.
You know what? I could see that because I wouldn't even realise that it was Gary Oldman.
Yeah.
This could be Gary Oldman doing this podcast right now.
Well, you don't know. I could just...
He could be like training.
Wait, so I'm Gary Oldman all like now?
Yeah, you're Gary Oldman right now preparing for the role. I don't even know.
Before the podcast, I just went into an Oxford accent. I think it's from Oxford.
I thought it's from London.
Yeah, that sounds right. It's all in the same area-ish.
Okay.
It's all that part of the country-ish.
This is taking far too quick to get weird.
What are you talking about? It's fine.
We have actual stuff to talk about this week.
Yeah,
And
Gary
we're wasting the
Oldman.
precious time.
No, we're not. It's fine. We'll make this 3 hours long.
Oh.
So we can talk about Ghost Bananas and Michael Caine.
And the trilogy. Okay, good.
And the cash cow, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I guess we'll get on to the first thing, which is something that you demanded. And
We want Harrison Ford.
okay, you might be a little disappointed in the story, because it doesn't actually... Well, it's not that complex. It's pretty simple, really. So to the people who don't follow me on Twitter, and that's just outrageous, I tweeted that I missed a chance to see Harrison Ford due to drinking. So what that meant was that I've been working in London at the Sony studios, and that's slap bang in the middle of London in Soho. which is where all the expensive, nice bars are. So after work on Friday, I ended up going out with a few of the people from work, and then we went to the Sony bar first because they turned the cafeteria into a bar, and then served these buckets of beer. So it's £6 for a bucket, and there's 6 beers in there. So I ended up drinking quite a lot of those way too quickly. No, here's what happened. I'm thinking of a different night I got drunk. Here's what happened. Here's what happened with this one. So basically, I also tweeted that the game I was working on was SingStar, and because SingStar Ultimate Party came out, there was a massive fridge of free alcohol for everyone who had worked on SingStar. So that included me, and there was beer, wine, and champagne. So I drank beer, wine, and champagne. And people were like, well, it's beer before wine, you're fine, just don't go back to beer. And I was like, you don't know, it's fine.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. So I got way too drunk, way too quickly, but I was excited. SingStar come out, so that's a very exciting time. So afterwards, that place shuts around 8, 9 o'clock. I can't remember. We just all got kicked out at some point. So then we started going to the local bars. And then I had some Jack Daniels, which was delicious. And then by this point, I was just too far gone. So we were in this pretty nice pub in the middle of London, and I was just like, I gotta go home. I'm just too drunk. I've had too much to drink. Beer, wine, champagne, and whiskey is not a good thing to drink. So I ended up going home. And then on Monday, the guy was like, you should have stuck around. Like, 10 minutes after you left, Harrison Ford showed up. Like, the Harrison Ford just showed up in that same place, and then was there for like an hour or so, just hanging out, having a drink. And then they were just saying how everyone was like kind of freaking out a bit, because it's like, that's the Harrison Ford. But like, the thing that confused me is that this guy said it so casually on Monday as well. He was just like, yeah, Harrison Ford showed up, And I just didn't believe him with the way
I don't
he
believe
said
you
it.
now.
What do you mean you don't believe me?
What? How? Why? I suppose he would be in London. That's where they're shooting Star Wars.
Yeah, so he was in London and just wanted to go to one of the local places. And obviously the nicer places are in central London. That's where the action is. I think there's probably even more fancy places elsewhere, but central London's where it's all at. And that's where we were. So it was just coincidentally, I left. 10 minutes later, Harrison Ford shows up just for a drink.
Right. I have far too many questions about this.
Okay.
Number 1. Did you have to sing for SingStar?
Yes.
You did? Okay.
Yes.
Right, that's all I needed to know. Number 2. Could you really have been that drunk if you knew you were too drunk?
Okay, well here's the thing. I'm assuming I thought I'm too drunk, I'm going home. I don't remember.
People could have, said to go.
Yeah, well they didn't say to go. Apparently I went to the toilet and never came back. That's apparently what happened, that I just, instead of heading back to the group, I was just, I'm going home. But I remember leaving the Sony building, being in the street, and then being at the bar as the guy was like, here's a JD and Coke that you didn't order or ask for. And then that's all I remember. So I don't know that I thought I'm too drunk. But the reason why I would have left would have been, I'm too drunk. So maybe I had some dumb thought of, I want to go back home and do this. But it was because I was too drunk. Like, if I hadn't mixed as many drinks, I probably would have been a bit more sober, so probably would have hung out more. But because I was too drunk, I ended up just wandering off by myself.
Okay, right. My third and final question is, do you think this was perhaps a blessing in disguise? As in,
Why?
could you have completely embarrassed yourself in front of Harrison Ford and possibly been attacked by Harrison Ford?
Well, if I got attacked by Harrison Ford, that's awesome. That would have been really cool. If I had a black eye and be like, well, he shot first, and then everyone just starts laughing and clapping, because that's funny.
You need a t-shirt as well. You definitely need a t-shirt.
Yeah. But no, well, here's the thing. If I stayed because I was quite far gone and managed to somehow stay, then yeah, I would have made an ass of myself probably. But I left. So if I was less drunk, then I would have stayed and I wouldn't have made an ass of myself. So either way, if I had not drunk as much, I would have been in a much better position to not make an ass of myself, not get attacked by Harrison Ford, and then even meet Harrison Ford, even if it would be a briefly, like, at the bar, being like, hey, I know you, because that's all you can really do is point and say,
No, you know what you should do? If you ever meet Harrison Ford,
sure.
you talk about planes.
Why?
I bet he would actually like you because I bet he's so used to everyone saying, "Oh my God, I loved you as Indiana Jones. Oh my God, you're Han Solo." If you said, "Oh, oi, Harrison. All right, mate.
Harry.
All right, Harry. So, what type of planes do you like?" Because I bet no one asks him about his planes, and he loves piloting planes.
Oh,
he would be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got his own pilot license, and everything. He would be on that like a car bonnet.
Well, if you were there, you would have been able to be like, right, I've got this.
Yep. That's how you got. That's the way you got to do it to not be an arse and not make them immediately hate you.
Or maybe it'd be like the Roger Moore thing where it gets ignored.
Yeah, he could have just blanked you,
Yeah.
but you got more chance than another thing.
Well, I think I wouldn't be able to get a conversation. I think the best I could do is like, if I was
High five?
actually, yeah, maybe a high five, down low, on the rebounds, just a combination of those. So I think I would have just maybe got a quick hi, you're awesome, bye. Maybe a picture, maybe like a sneaky picture where I get someone else out of the camera and be like, right, I'm gonna stand right here. You quickly get it, and I'm just like, hey, and then they get the picture, then I run, and Harrison Ford's like, I don't, why?
Yeah, I mean, I assume he was there with like his. Well, who would he have been there with?
Chewie, Luke,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
C-3PO, if he had his ID.
Sean Connery.
Yeah, Sean would have been there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't ask that sort of question because I think the people at work they're a lot more used to just seeing famous celebrities. Like they said they were still freaking out because it's Harrison Ford, but
Yeah.
I think they're kind of a bit more used to it. And I think that's why a celebrity can get away with just going into a random central London pub because A, it's in the middle of London, which is a really busy city, so people might just not see him. And then B, most people just don't care as much in that part of the country or in the middle of London. So I think that's probably why they go out in those places anyway, because people don't bother them as much.
Okay, I've got a fourth. Now, this is the final question.
Okay.
Right? Have you since kind of lurked around that pub hoping he would return?
No, I'm
Oh.
afraid not.
Oh.
I haven't lurked.
No lurking.
Well, I'm not going to start stalking Harrison Ford.
Oh, lurking is very different from stalking, you
Oh,
know.
okay.
You're just sort of lingering then.
So stalking, you follow someone, but lurking, you put yourself in a position where you know they're going to be.
Maybe. Maybe he really likes there and he'd go back there,
You're just
after
like,
he
oh, no,
finished a hard day shooting.
no drunk people came up to me. This place is great.
Yeah.
Hey, Harrison! Hey! Get him, Henry!
Another thing that confuses me about the story,
Sure.
and fair enough, he's just a normal guy, but I always got the impression that he was when he wasn't acting, he was actually quite a shy person.
Well, I think
That's always the impression I got.
well, shy people like to go out. Like,
Yeah, I'm not. That's what I mean. Like, he's still a guy, but I would have thought he would have tried to go somewhere. Well, like you said, I suppose maybe London they just don't care.
yeah, I would think so. I mean, I can't really remember how big the pub was, which is bad. And I didn't really ask that many details from the people who did stay, which I probably should have done. But, anyone can just go to, like, a pub and have a drink. Like, I'm guessing he wasn't pounding them. Although if he was, that'd be hilarious to see. But,
I wonder if he was disguised,
no, he wasn't disguised.
like in a stormtrooper outfit or something.
Oh yeah, that would have made everyone look away.
Yeah. Oh well, I feel sad for you.
Well, I was
I
pretty
honestly do.
sad when I heard that. Because it's just one of those things where you would just never think that.
It's just bizarre. Yeah.
Yeah, like nowhere that I go usually, like a famous person wouldn't just show up. But of course, when you're in London, that sort of stuff does happen. So it was just so bizarre on Monday to be like, yeah, Harrison Ford, yeah, he was there, he was totally there.
What if I were to tell you I have met Gary Oldman?
I'll call you a liar.
Okay,
And,
well, that would be correct. I would be a liar, but I wouldn't be that far of a liar because I have met his sister.
Garriette Oldman.
Garriette Oldman, old
Yeah.
woman.
Yeah.
No, this is like such a step down from Harrison Ford.
Okay. I didn't actually meet him, so it's
That's
fine.
well, yeah. His sister is the woman who plays someone on EastEnders.
Someone?
Mo,
Mo?
Little Mo.
I recognise that name, but I haven't watched EastEnders in so long.
Little Mo Branning. I don't know if maybe she's a Branning. I don't know. Anyway, she was in like this really. It wasn't even like a brand store. It was like this kind of weird discount store
Poundland?
buying I can't remember if they must have been popular at the time, like a little mini cart thing, like an electric cart, like a mobility
Right.
scooter but for cool kids. She was
Okay.
buying one of those. Yeah. So I met almost Gary Oldman.
Almost Gary Oldman. Yeah, I don't think...
Blood is involved.
The same DNA right there.
Yeah.
You could take her DNA and clone a Gary Oldman.
Mm.
Or close enough.
That's the highest I've achieved in terms of celebrity. So a bit sad, really.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't really met celebrities. I'm afraid. But I came
No.
close this one time with Harrison Ford.
Yeah, close.
Very close.
Shame.
Oh well, next time.
Like I said, lurk around there. He may return.
I'm not lurking. I can't do that.
Oh no.
I've only got one more week in London anyway to meet someone who's famous and can take me to the high life. Drugs and all.
Oh, I would have loved to have seen. There was this one time where Jeremy Paxman and Boris Johnson were riding around on a tandem bike. I would have loved to have seen that.
Ah, madness.
I was just like, this is just in London. You know, the things you could see in London is crazy. I miss all of it though.
Yeah, I don't see. I reckon I might have like just ran into a British celebrity, but maybe just didn't recognise him. Like that just seems possible when you're out in London. Like that's somebody that a lot of people would be like, "Hey, it's you," but you just have no idea.
No. Oh crap. I could have met a celebrity. I just
No.
remembered one. Yes, and I didn't. My mum, right? She went shopping
Nice.
in Tesco's, and she saw the lady out of the Great British Bake Off.
Oh, snap.
She didn't win. I think she came like
Wow.
fourth.
Well, that doesn't
But
count.
still, she was semi-famous at the time,
Just so connected.
and I missed my chance because I didn't go shopping.
Oh, well, next time. Just lurk at that Tesco and she'll show up again.
I will do.
No, don't. No, don't.
What's to say? What's to say I haven't done already, and I missed?
Who says you're not there now?
Yes, I'm in aisle 3. Oh no, but yeah, there you go.
Oh, well, one day we'll meet some celebrities, but
Not today.
no. Because I don't care that much about celebrities, but when you reach such, like, that high level, you know, like, because celebrity has a pretty negative vibe around that word nowadays, or for the last 20 years. But really, when you have someone like Harrison Ford or just a great actor, you kind of like, yay, you do have that moment.
Yeah, yeah. There are definitely tiers of celebrity, and it's pretty high, I'd say.
Yeah,
Pretty high, Harrison Ford.
that'd be a good one. Oh well. Shame.
Yeah,
Alright, let's move on.
yeah. It's sad. Let's
Harrison
move on to
Ford.
happier
It's
things.
very sad news. So let's move on to even sadder news, and also kind of related. So it was announced this week. EA had this big, not really announcement thing, but they just talked a lot about their future and finances and everything. And part of that is that they revealed that the new Star Wars Battlefront is going to be a first-person shooter. So their plan is to have a major first-person game out every single year. So it won't be Battlefield. Instead, next year's one is going to be Battlefront. And then the years after that will be Battlefield. And then probably another Battlefront coming in the future. Which is not good news. It's just not. Like, it's just two really bad things that you don't want to see happen to Battlefront. First of all, being part of a big, large plan in terms of this is going to be our game for this year. That's, we will appeal this game to a certain group of people who like online FPSs. That's not what you want for Battlefront. And then just the fact that it's going to be an FPS. It's like Battlefront was not... it was competitive, but it wasn't that sort of competitive. Like, there was an online, but it was still ultimately a fun game where you just kind of take part in the big battles. It wasn't anything like that. So I'm pretty disappointed by this news. And maybe it'll be good, but this is not a good sign for the game.
I don't mind.
No?
No, I don't mind. Well, the fact you think, the fact it's going to be a first-person shooter, you think that's going to affect the gameplay?
Yeah, I think so.
But you could play Battlefront at first person.
Yeah, but it wasn't the same. Like, you always had to use the roll to avoid stuff, and in a first-person shooter you couldn't do that. And then the lock-on would have to be different, or just taken out entirely. So I think the core gameplay is definitely going to change.
I don't know. I still think as long as it's Star Warsy enough, I'll be happy.
Well, here's the thing. It's being made by DICE, who make Battlefield, and the impression I'm getting is that it's just going to be Star Wars Battlefield. That sure, there's going to be like stuff in there, that it's definitely going to be a Star Wars game. But I just really have this feeling that they're going to take everything that they built up in Battlefield with the online and just shove that into Star Wars Battlefront and have it be based off that. I hope I'm proved wrong. I mean, there is a very good chance that they are kind of sticking to the original and just kind of expanding it rather than turning it into Battlefield. But this announcement is the first step towards, we're just going to kind of play like another FPS online game, which of course is the exact opposite that I want from Star Wars Battlefront. I don't mind online FPSs on consoles, I can still enjoy them, but I just don't want that with Star Wars. I just don't think it will work.
But isn't Battlefront just I don't quite understand what the difference is going to be, because Battlefront is just it's just a shooter.
Alright, well, it's subtle differences, but it's like, it's hard to explain, but there really is, like, you played Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
That felt completely different to Battlefront, right?
Well, yeah, yeah.
Like, when you look at the core components, you got a lot of the same stuff. Like, you got creating classes, and then you got big team games shooting at each other, but there were, like, a lot of differences in there where with Battlefront, it didn't focus on the core shooting mechanics. Those were very loose. Like, they weren't precise. It wasn't about making precise shots. It was more about being part of a battle and jumping in a spaceship and all that kind of stuff. All the fun Star Wars stuff that you wanted to do. But then when you play something like Battlefield, it's more like you're in a squad and you gotta, like, snipe people, and then there's like it's like, obviously Battlefield is a better fit than Call of Duty would be, but still, I've played Battlefield, and if Battlefront is going to play like that, it's going to be disappointing. And with it being the same company and everything, I don't think it will completely ruin the game, but I just hope they're smart enough to really separate Battlefront from Battlefield. But if I'm not going to be too optimistic about it all, I have a good feeling that EA is going to push it to be like Battlefield to appeal to that crowd, while rather than Star Wars fans.
Okay. I still can't see it, to be honest.
Oh, come on. It could happen. It could happen.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it probably will. You're probably right. It probably will be like that. But I don't think I have a problem with that, to be honest.
Okay.
Because they're still going to put in all the space stuff. They have to.
I think so.
So as long as it's got space stuff and shooting and well, yeah. The only thing they could get wrong is, like you say, if they make it where they focus on like you're the, because as if with most of these games, it's like you're the one who will beat them all, like like sort of like the Master Chief person who goes in and wins everything. Definitely not that. You have to feel like you're part of a massive battle. I agree. They need to get that a bit right, but I think that could be done even in first person.
Yeah, I think it can
that's
be
important.
done. I guess I'm naturally just being negative about the whole situation.
Negative Nancy over here.
Yeah, that's what you always say. That's always you saying. But
Actually, it's Debbie Downer, but I thought I'd spice it up a bit.
oh, nice. I like it. Well, you are going in a new direction, so negative Nancy represents that.
Have you watched any? This is very briefly off topic.
Okay.
Any Saturday Night Live clips of Debbie Downer?
No.
There was an actual clip. There was a little bit that they did on SNL called Debbie Downer.
Oh.
She has her own jingle and everything. You've got to look it up. It's amazing.
Oh, God, I will.
And she's played by the woman who Rachel Drutz or something her name is, and she was out of King of Queens.
Right.
There you go.
I will look it up.
Debbie Downer is a thing. That's all I need to declare.
Well, I knew it was already a thing, but it's not something that people said anymore, and you brought it back from
Hey,
the grave.
they were doing Debbie Downer. I think her last appearance was in maybe 2006.
Oh. Okay, then then you're just continuing on the trend, I suppose.
Yeah. Bringing Debbie Downer into the 21st, still the 21st. Oh, damn.
The tens.
The 10s.
The 2010s.
Right, yeah, anyway, Star Wars, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't, at the moment, I don't have a problem.
Okay, well, it should be fine. It's just that's kind of my main point, that I don't want Battlefront to play like Battlefield, and this is a step towards that happening. Because when I heard DICE was making it, I was like, well, that could happen, and that was something I kind of thought. I was still excited, but I still thought, well, what if they just turn it into Battlefield? And then it's like, oh, it's started to happen. So we'll have to see when some gameplay comes out, and I'm still excited for it, but this is the first step towards... Oh, remember that old fun PS2 game you used to play? Well, the sequel is nothing like it.
So, it's not so much the fact it's first person as in that's going to limit things, it's the fact that it's what it means as in general, like the vision of it being a first person.
Yeah, it's like they're calling it Star Wars Battlefront, and I'm assuming that's because it's a reboot. But I don't want the reboot to play like modern FPSs. I want it to still play like Battlefront. Because I can just play modern FPSs. We've got more than enough of those.
Why are they going to do anything with the online where they have like tons of people in a big battle?
I think so.
What can they do now? Is it like 32 people?
I'm trying to think. There's definitely been 32. On PCs, there's definitely been 64, but I'm not too sure if they've hit 64 with consoles. So I think they could definitely do 32.
That'd be cool.
That'd be awesome. I would love that.
Then you would feel like you're in a battle.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like I think the old online wasn't that many at all. Maybe like 6 on a team.
What, and the rest is just AI?
Yeah, just pad out with AIs. Which is how Titanfall did it. It was 6 on a team, but then they padded out with AIs. And I actually didn't like that idea. And then I played Titanfall and I was like, well, this is great. They really figured it out. That actually does really help. Like, to go off topic, with Titanfall, by having those AIs, it like keeps everything flowing and more action-packed. Because you're never just kind of doing nothing. You're either jumping in a Titan, or you're fighting people, or you're fighting the AI. So that game kind of, it's weird, it's very arcadey, but it moves at a really great pace without you just dying all the time. Like, it's not run in, get a kill, die, run in, get a couple kills, die, run in, die. It's just you keep living, but you're always fighting AIs, and then everyone's doing that. So I hope in Battlefront they do pad out with AIs in a similar sort of way, just to make it feel like a battle and help the flow, and help it not be so stop and start. So that would be cool. I'll be up for that.
I hope they bring back the voice of the guy, the commander.
Yeah, Jango
We've
Fett.
lost the command post.
Oh no, that guy.
That guy. Get it back. That guy.
Get it back.
That guy has to be in there, otherwise it's not a Battlefront game.
No, the
To
Empire
me.
guy is the best one.
I love him.
Another control point. Both under hostile control.
He was so posh, but he had such a voice of urgency. He made me like, I must get it back.
Oh, whoa. Where did we lost it?
Yeah.
The Empire's lost control of another command post. Take it back.
You know, brownie points to that voice actor.
He did a great job.
He was great.
Don't know if they got like the original guy from the old films, but that'd be awesome if they did.
I think he's dead now.
Oh,
Are you on about Peter Cushing?
probably.
Yeah, he's dead.
Oh, good.
Right. So I don't think it was him. But nice idea.
Yeah. How sad.
Debbie Downer.
Yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yep.
But no, so we got plenty of time till it comes out, but we can all just play Battlefield Hardline to wait instead.
No.
No?
No.
Pre-order cancelled. Well, while we're on the topic of FPSs, I might as well mention that Call of Duty is out today.
Oh.
So, I mean, I'll be getting it, just so everyone knows.
I will be watching it.
Yeah?
Only because I want to know what Kevin Spacey does in it.
Oh, okay.
It literally does seem like a continuation of his character from House of Cards. So I just want to know what they do with that.
Yeah, I think so, although I think it seems a little different. I've only seen one episode of House of Cards though, but like, isn't House of Cards him rising to power, but then in Call of Duty it's him with very definitive power?
Yeah, but bear in mind there has been 2 series of House of Cards, so things have changed.
Okay.
Without giving spoilers.
Alright, so he does get somewhere, and it's
Yeah.
all like, "Rawr."
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll be buying it, and in case people want to know why, it's because
Why?
I still, damn it, Joe. It's because I like those games, and I think they're fun, and I think they're worth playing. So you can be judgmental about it, I suppose. I'm not talking to you in particular. I mean, I know you'll be judgmental anyway, but people in general. Hold on, just a police car. You know how it goes. But yeah, so I enjoy them. I mean, Ghost wasn't very good, and I'll admit that it wasn't very good. And the multiplayer hasn't been good for a while. It pretty much peaked at Modern Warfare 3, and then kind of they didn't really have anywhere to go, or didn't go anywhere with it. So Black Ops 2 just kind of had this really annoying custom class system, and then really bad maps. And then Ghost, they just rebooted the multiplayer, or tried to, and just made all new weapons, all new perks and everything, and it was all just bad. It just was different for the sake of it, but not good. And then the campaign was a little bland. So yeah, Ghost definitely put me off, and I think it was a definitive point for everyone, where it was like, well, Call of Duty is just, this is definitely, like, nobody was thinking Call of Duty was like amazing still. Like, because I still enjoyed it up to Ghost. I still like Black Ops 2 and the campaign. I think that was a good game, and I think Modern Warfare 3 was a good game. But then, as a fan, Ghost was definitely a big letdown. But then this one still looks good. I mean, it's made by a different company. Everything seems to be good leading up to it. So I like the other game, so I have no reason not to buy it, really.
What makes it look good?
It just does, it's well, it's mostly that different studio behind it. So that means there's a chance of like it not being laid out the same. Like I don't mind the core shooting mechanics being the same and feeling the same, but every Call of Duty game is kind of laid out in the same way. Or definitely Infinity Ward did it, and that's why Ghost was so disappointing, because it was the exact same mission structure to how it was done and how everything was presented. So the fact that it's a new studio, also Kevin Spacey's there, which is cool. I think that really gives them a chance of presenting a story in a different way and not having the missions be structured in that exact same way that we saw in Ghosts. So it's more of like a hope. Like I hope it's different. I hope it has a different kind of feel to it. If it doesn't, then I'll still kind of like it. Probably won't love it, but it's a chance. I mean, it might be their last chance from what everyone is kind of saying, because of sales kind of dropping. Not to bad levels, but just in general. So it's just a chance of it being different.
You say the story,
Yeah.
wanting it to be different. The only thing I'd want to be the same is that they always end with you like taking on the bad guy. You got to take on Kevin Spacey,
Oh yeah.
and like that sort of quick time, crappy action.
So it's crazy with the QuickTime event. Modern Warfare 2 was the only one that pulled it off and was really good.
Yeah,
It was just
Yeah.
every other one was just missed the point entirely and just couldn't do it.
yeah, that was a good one. That's the only one I've actually played, to be fair, but I liked it.
Yeah, that one was really good. And then Battlefield 3 tried to do it. And then even in later Call of Duties, they try and have that. Like in Ghost, it was awful. Just really bad ending to that game. It made no sense. It was stupid. God, I hated that ending. But Modern Warfare 2, I remember like it comes out with tap X for the knife, and you're just like, come on, no,
Yeah, yeah.
gonna stab him so good.
Mhm.
Because they
That's good
made
end,
you
though.
really hate Shepard and really like Captain Price, and then you're just like dying. So it's like it was really good, that QuickTime event, because it was everything from the story had built up to that point, and then you were at the last point where you had to physically be like, right, let's finish this and all that. But every other game is just like, well, now you've met up with the villain, press a few buttons and you win, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Mhm.
But Advanced Warfare I will probably like, because Ghost had its problem, but I still kind of liked it, I guess. I mean, I didn't hate it. So Advanced Warfare should be should be good, but I'll have to wait and see till I play it.
There's that again.
Well, it's not physically out, so I
You
will
just
have
said it
to.
came out today.
For the people listening, for us, it's tomorrow.
Oh, right, I
Oh,
see.
yeah.
Unless you got it early because of Amazon. I know someone did.
Oh, no, I didn't. I actually
No.
only ordered it today, so I'll probably get it on Tuesday instead,
Mm.
which is fine by me, but
No day zero for you.
no. I mean, it'll be the day zero edition on day one,
No, that's cheating.
so I have to like scribble out the name and put day one.
No, day zero you want?
No, I'll get day zero, but it won't be day zero.
Oh, all right. Well, no, you want to keep it like that, really.
Ah, yeah. Sell it for mad cash.
Mm-hmm.
I actually
Will you probably trade it in, do you think?
I traded in Ghosts, so probably. But like, here's the thing: I'm not set up anymore to play games online. I just don't have good enough internet. So it'll probably be a case of, with this game, I'll probably like keep it just so at some point I can go back and play it online. Like with Halo, I won't be buying that on release, not because I don't want to play it, but because I won't be able to play it online. And if you can't play that game online, it's pretty much a waste of money. So I have to wait until Christmas. So even though I now have money, I still have to wait until Christmas to play certain video games. This is unfair. This isn't
Some
what adult
things
life
never
should be.
change.
God damn it. I make cash. I should be able to buy internet.
Father Christmas will give you the gift of internet.
Of fiber optic.
Ah,
And it will be nice. So I have to wait until the end of December to properly play a lot of these games online. But I still want to play the campaign. I mean, most people don't, which I don't get. but I want to play the campaign, which is why I'm getting Call of Duty on like day 0 or 1, whatever. But Halo I have to wait because I don't care about playing those campaigns really.
What if, come Christmas, you go there and instead of a router, it's a lump of coal?
Well, then that'd be very odd because that implies that Santa stole the router and replaced it rather than just leaving coal. So I wouldn't be too happy with that, for one.
That's true. Hard times have hit Santa Claus.
He's got a little
He needs
Billy
to go
across the
steal.
street who's been good, wants a wireless router. So he just steals mine, gives him to that.
Yep. So be good.
I'm trying. Even though I've been very demanding, haven't given back to others really.
And that whole drinking story is not going to help, to be honest.
Yeah. Drinking too much.
Yeah.
Apart from that, been pretty good.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll have to wait and see.
No, I will have internet. It's not. This isn't a possibility of Santa stealing my internet.
Okay. We'll see.
No. We all confirm.
Confirm at Christmas and enjoy online then.
That's right. It's not about family, Christmas. Everyone knows that.
Mm-hmm.
It's about MLG Pro and all that kind of stuff.
I hope you get to play as Kevin Spacey in the multiplayer. Just imagine everyone as Kevin Spacey.
Everyone's spacey.
That'd be so good.
There should be a definite mode where it's Spacey mode, where everyone is just Kevin Spacey.
Oh, I wouldn't even care if that's like paid DLC right there. That is worth it.
Well, they've done other stuff like all the weird horror stuff that they've brought for Call of Duty. Like how there's a Predator map and you can play as the Predator in Call of Duty Ghosts.
Oh right, okay.
And then there's Mike Myers from Halloween. You can play as him. And I think he's in one of the DLC, maybe in one of the zombie maps, I think.
Yeah.
But they started just getting like horror franchises and putting them in Call of Duty, which is like, that's pretty cool, but that makes no sense. Why would you do that?
Listen, Kevin Spacey. That's all I need. And he'd have to be like constantly saying things as well. So it's like just loads of just hearing tons of Kevin Spacey.
Everyone like, yeah, got one.
Yeah, headshot, woo, and everything like that.
Triple
So
kill. Oh no, I died.
Why would he be saying that for?
Because
Oh no, I died. Hang on a minute.
well, he respawns and then says it. Obviously.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That just makes sense.
Yeah. In a game full of Kevin Spaceys, that makes sense.
But it should also be Oh, you didn't play Black Ops, did you? Because it should
No.
also be Sticks and Stones. Kevin Spacey. Which Sticks and Stones is where the only weapons you have is the crossbow and tomahawk.
Right.
So pretty much then it's like free for all against each other, and it's the best mode. It's like it was the best mode in Black Ops, and it was really good in Black Ops 2. And then what it is, no, you also have the throwing knife. So you get a point for every kill you get with the crossbow and throwing knife. But if someone gets you with the tomahawk, you lose all your points and start from 0.
Okay.
So it's like you get humiliated and lose all your points, and it's whoever wins, and it's awesome. So I just want that with Kevin Spacey.
Is there not like just an all-out hand-to-hand combat mode?
No,
Oh,
there's no slappers only, I'm afraid.
it would be like out of the Matrix, but with just Kevin Spacey.
Matrix Spacey.
Yeah, there's just tons of them. Like, oh, someone's got to do that. Is it coming? Someone's got to mod that.
I think so. I like to think they've already done some crazy stuff with Spacey. Like, I just want, or even if they haven't done it, I like the idea of having the meeting. It's like, right, Kevin, your character is great. You did a lot of good work with putting that into the game. It's really coming out good. Great performance. Can we put you in the multiplayer and make everyone you? And also just like fist fights. Just like you fist fighting yourself. Can we do that?
Well, quite honestly, if they've spent that much money getting him, they may as well make the most. You know, they've probably made a very detailed, model of him. You got to use it.
I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
Like they should have done the same with Beyond Two Souls with Ellen Page. Just have a mode where you're both Ellen Page and you have a little fist fight.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people would like that.
I would. I mean, nobody liked Beyond. So.
Was Willem Dafoe in that as well?
Yeah. Oh
Did
yeah,
it look like him?
Yeah.
Okay, him as well then.
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah.
He's definitely there.
Okay, good. And then they can punch each other. And yeah.
Yeah, that's what they should do. Just be like, right, we're making this game. Do you want to be on board? They say yes, and then just turn it into a beat 'em up. Just slowly over the months, be like, well, here's the scene where you fight Willem Dafoe. Your health's at the top, and there is a crowd cheering you on. But it's fine, it's still a deep story. It's still what you signed on for. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think... how many games have done that type of thing where it's like, yeah, that's definitely that actor?
Quite a few.
It's getting more popular, isn't it?
I think so, but even so with the PS2, with, the James Bond games, as you know.
Yeah, true. But now we're getting to the point where it actually looks like it.
Yeah.
So we need to start harnessing that.
Somehow.
Yeah. In interesting ways.
Well, there was a game on the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube, which was MTV Celebrity, beat 'em up.
Oh, I remember that.
And I think that was based off real people, but it was cartoonish looking.
Yeah.
They made it stylized. And they weren't even really celebrities, if we're being honest.
So that needs a remake.
Yeah, remake that with Kevin Spacey.
Kevin Spacey, celebrity boxing.
Yeah!
In the red corner, Kevin Spacey.
In the blue
corner,
Kevin Spacey.
And Kevin Spacey's in the middle saying that.
Is the ref.
Good.
I wish I could do a Kevin Spacey impression.
Yeah.
To make this really come alive.
And he actually does really good impressions as well.
Oh.
Himself. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
If you watch a clip of him on Inside the Actor's Studio, he does loads. He's a very good impressionist.
So he could play all the characters in his boxing game.
Yep.
That he's making.
Yeah. He does Pacino, Jack Lemmon, he does Audrey Hepburn.
Of course.
I think so anyway, yeah, he does tons, so he'd be right up for that.
Something I found odd though about Kevin Spacey being in this game is that he's not on the cover. Do you think that would have just been too much? But you would have, with how much they advertised it was here's Kevin Spacey. So you would have thought maybe just have him on the cover somewhere.
I think they should have, I think he should have been on the cover. Maybe not his face just straight front on. But maybe they should just, I bet the cover's just one soldier sort of pointing somewhere or standing somewhere. They should do a different cover.
Yeah,
Make
that's what I was
Star
thinking.
Wars or something.
If they're trying to go for here's something different, it's very odd that they chose the exact same sort of cover as before. Which it is. It says Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, then it's some soldier with a gun kind of going to the right.
Yeah.
When they could have done here's Kevin Spacey and he's angry, because he always is.
They should change that. You're right.
Just an idea.
If you're listening, who made this one?
Sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer. Change the cover.
Yeah. Alright, well, moving on. So the other bit of news, which is something very, very minor, but still worth talking about, is that Ubisoft have been talking again. Those crazy devils. They just don't know when to shut up.
Ooh.
So this isn't about resolution though, so it's not people just being picky and Ubisoft being bad at marketing, it's just them being off. So basically one of the guys who worked on Assassin's Creed 3 and is working on Unity addressed the request that people have been making for a long while, which is why hasn't there been an Assassin's Creed game set in Japan? Or in some point in Japan, because that would be really cool. It would make a lot of sense, a lot of swords, and being able to run around a Japanese city would be awesome. So one of the guys addressed this very high up, I believe. I don't think it's the director, but he's right up there with making the game. And his point was, we didn't want people to play a game they felt like they had played before, and that ninjas and that setting had been overdone. Which I just don't know what he's talking about at all. Would you say it doesn't even have to be ninjas, really. Like, ninja is just the stereotype. But do you think an Assassin's Creed game set in Japan would feel like I've played this sort of game before?
I don't know. I don't know why. Why did they even answer that question for?
I don't know. It's
That's
just
the stupid thing. Don't even answer it.
yeah. I mean, Ubisoft just shouldn't make statements. They should just make games and shut up because they're not good at it. Their marketing is awful.
It's like, okay, well, if you're going to answer that question, then why didn't you answer? You know, anyone could say, oh, why haven't you made an Assassin's Creed game set in Victorian London, or why haven't you said, you know, the list could go on. So why even start with that?
Well, I think Japan is the biggest one, the most requested one. Like, I would think the biggest ones have to be Japan, Russia, and then Victorian London.
It's just silly.
Yeah, I mean, it's silly to address it, but it's still like, what is he talking about? Like, because the thing is, for a game to feel the same in terms of setting, it does have to play a certain way. Like, sure, there's a lot of ninja games where you're just slashing in as a ninja, but there's like next to no open world games. And that's the whole point with the Assassin's Creed series, that it's an open world game where you're exploring a large region, so the setting is very important. But nobody's done a large region like set in feudal Japan or wherever where you actually get to explore a Japanese city. Nobody's done that, which is why it really makes no sense that he said this, because he kind of, I don't think he understood what people were saying. They weren't saying, we want to play as a ninja, wouldn't that be cool? They're saying, wouldn't it be cool to run on the rooftops of a Japanese city? Like, that would be the cool part, and that's the appeal of the Assassin's Creed series. It's not the combat or anything like that. It's the exploring the open world and being an assassin too, but... So, it's weird that he would say this, because it just shows a lack of understanding from him, which is weird, because he is very important into making the series.
Yeah. I don't know. Because I don't really play Assassin's Creed. It's like, even the idea of running on the rooftops of Japan doesn't really sound that cool to me. But
Oh.
well, yeah. But yeah, I suppose if he is quite high up, how high is high?
I don't know, pretty high up.
Fairly high.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I think the thing is with the Assassin's Creed series is that they made a series where they can just take it and put it in any time period. And that's what makes it pretty cool and interesting, that they've had this weird future setting, which is dumb, but it allows them to set their games in any sort of period and tackle different sort of gameplays. It's why it's like with Black Flag, it's like, we're doing pirate ships now, and it worked because they've set up such a weird, odd universe where they can just do that. So then people start to think, okay, what else could they do? What would be really interesting? And then that's why people have been asking for this sort of thing, because it makes sense if they did it, and it would be really cool. And talking from a personal perspective, I don't care about the French Revolution. I'm sure there's some interesting stuff in there, but I don't play the Assassin's Creed game for the story. The story isn't that good. And in terms of studying the history of wherever, the games are taking place, it doesn't do that good of a job, really. Because you're just playing some guy with a hood just stabbing everyone. It's more of a personal kind of story than a look at the history of the time. It's why... the third one was quite bland, because I think they kind of overestimated how much people would care about the fact that you're playing in the American Revolution. But then they were also trying to tell this story about the sun exploding. But then they were also trying to tell a story about you being a Native American, and then it just wasn't really that interesting. So it's the setting of the location which is interesting, not the historical aspect to it. Just because it doesn't focus on that aspect. It's in the background. Like, nobody cared about Leonardo da Vinci in the second one. It was a bit odd. But they seem to think that's a big part of it, which I believe, and I think most people would agree, it isn't when it comes down to it.
Have you seen that thing that trailer that's been released for it?
For which one?
The new one. Is it Unity it's called?
Yeah, I don't think I've seen the trailer.
Oh. People are annoyed because it gives away a big plot point.
Oh, I've heard about that, but I just haven't... I don't kind of seek out trailers,
Okay.
I'll watch a trailer, but it's like I don't kind of get what companies are doing with trailers nowadays. They'll make like 4 of them, when really there should be 2, like the teaser and then the trailer. Well, maybe a launch trailer as well, but like they just seem to keep pumping out trailers. So it's just like I'm not going to keep seeking them out because I'm just going to see more stuff. Like it's not that interesting to see a trailer for a game over and over again.
Well, people are annoyed because it gives away a twist.
Oh, okay.
And it was a twist that some say would not have people would have not seen coming.
Oh.
So, well done.
Well, Ubisoft, we just know they're not good at this stuff. Which is weird, because a few years ago you wouldn't even think about it. But now there's just all these little things and little mistakes they keep doing with marketing. With the big one being Rayman Legends, where they actually fired someone over that.
What was the Legends one again?
Oh! Did I not mention it before?
Well, I assume you're just talking about holding it back for Xbox or something, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. But Ubisoft handled
Who
it
got
horribly.
fired? Who got fired for that?
The marketing guy who put out the first statement.
And what was the statement?
Well, the statement was saying how we want to release, like, I can't remember, he just worded it terribly, which kind of implied we've finished the Wii U version, but we want to put them all out at the same time, which of course is the exact wrong thing you should say to fans of people who just want to play the new game and it's being delayed again. So it was just really poorly worded.
Oh, okay.
Like it kind of showed no understanding in why people were annoyed about being it delayed in the first place.
That's interesting. So would you have preferred in that scenario, as in like ignorance is bliss? So you would rather have not known that the game was made?
Yeah. I mean, really, a game company shouldn't really pull behind the curtain that much. Like or any source of entertainment, they should just kind of just get on with it and put it out when it comes out.
Okay. But like, say if he hadn't said that, would you have been annoyed that you haven't heard anything about it?
Well, I would have. The thing is,
I'm playing devil's advocate here.
okay, yeah, fair enough. The thing is with that situation is that it was so outrageous that it got delayed anyway, that I already put a lot of the pieces together in my head anyway, because it was meant to come out for the launch of the Wii U, and then just like we're gonna add in, give it time for extra polish and things like that, and then it gets delayed for 6 months. So people would have assumed, I would think, that they would come to that conclusion of, shouldn't it be out, like... And also it got delayed, I think 2 weeks, maybe 3 at a push, before the release date. So it wasn't like 2 months before they said we're going to delay it. It was so close to when it was supposed to come out, where really they should have gone into production, or actually started making the discs to ship by that point. So I think the statement was a bad idea, but I don't think it made things too bad. It was just like, if this guy's meant to be in charge of marketing and supposed to be the face of Ubisoft, then that's really bad. You don't want that sort of guy who just can't gauge or has no idea about the fan base.
Okay. I feel a bit bad for the guy, to be honest.
Well, he's bad at his job, so...
But then, I suppose if you're put in that role, you don't have any say about Xbox, do you? It's like you got to do what you've been given.
Yeah, I mean, he was in a bad situation, but that's his job, like, to make bad situations with the company seem okay, or not make the company look evil or just incompetent. Like, that's his whole job, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because really, if you pull back the curtain...
Not anymore.
No, ha ha ha. Hope he's starved. But... But, yeah, if people, like... Because I've gotten to go behind the curtain a bit more, And if people knew some of the stuff that happens with video game development, they would be outraged all the time.
Okay.
Like, I can't go into details, but it really is a case of, like, there's some stuff that I've got told, and I'm just like, well, that's bizarre. Like, it's crazy how manic, I'll just say manic, it can be. So really, people shouldn't be privy to any of that, because it just wouldn't work.
How long do you plan to work there?
I don't know, as long as I can, I guess.
Oh, damn.
What do you mean?
Oh, so as soon as you stop working there, you can tell us.
Yeah, I suppose I can.
You must get fired.
No, I'm not getting fired.
Okay, fine.
But if I do, here we go. All the secrets.
Oh. Okay, if anything weird happens at work, it won't be because of me.
No?
No.
Well, that's
absolutely
good
not.
to know.
Absolutely not.
Because usually when someone would say that, they're being sarcastic or they mean the opposite.
No, no,
Oh, okay, that's good.
no. You got the wrong end of the stick there.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just making sure that you wouldn't do anything to sabotage my job.
No.
Well, good then.
Okay.
Success. Right, so what else do we have on the agenda? I mean, I guess I can briefly talk about Super Smash Bros. 3DS. Because I finally brought it.
Mm-hmm.
I was still... The day I brought it, I was still annoyed. Still annoyed about the Eurogamer thing.
Oh, God, let it go.
I can't!
God.
I'm pretty much good now that I actually have played the game, like, at home and spent more time with it. But before I brought it, I was still like, screw this game. It sucks. And,
Does it?
it's not great. Like,
No.
here's the thing, it's not a bad game, but it's like, this isn't the good version. Like, there's going to be a much better version that's going to be much more fun, and coming really soon, November 28th. So the fact that this version is out, it's like, it's more of, it's nice to play Smash Bros. On the go, rather than, oh, this is a really great version of Smash Bros.
It's an appetizer.
Yeah, and that's what it really is. And people are only throwing themselves at it because it came out first. Like, that really is it, in my eyes, or that's how I see it. Because when you play it, it's just like, I can't let myself get sucked into it, because then I'm going to have to jump over to the Wii U version, which of course is going to be similar, but with stuff like, they're single player modes, but overall in terms of progression, the main thing to do is get trophies. But there's like hundreds and hundreds of them. So for me to get like sucked into the 3DS version, start playing all the different modes, start unlocking trophies, and then it's just a case of, we'll do it all again on the Wii U version. You got to unlock all the trophies again. And it's just like, well, I'm not gonna do that. I might play some multiplayer with the 3DS one, and it's nice to have, but it's like, it's not the real version. It's not the real one. And if it was like, it's a fighting game, so you want to play the real one. So it's just like, it's nice, but still don't like it that much.
Quite frankly, Nintendo are genius. They've got money from you.
Yeah,
And they're going to get more money from you.
Yeah, they did it.
That's a really smart move.
Well, apparently the reason why the 3DS one came out first is just because it's a less complex game. Like, HD gaming is so much more complex and so many things can go wrong, and it's just, there's a lot more to the Wii U one, is that it just takes more time. So with the 3DS one, they could get it out the door, and then I guess it was a case of, well, we can get it out the door quicker, so let's just put it out first.
Seems to have worked well.
Yeah, it sold like at least, I want to say like 3 million worldwide. It's done really well, even though it's like, it's alright.
And well, yeah, and I suppose a large percentage of those people are probably going to buy it again.
I would think so.
Yeah. It's very, very, very... Even if it wasn't meant for that, it was a very smart move.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume that it's just like, it was a bit of both. It was, oh, the way it worked out, and also we should do it like this.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. But they actually moved the release date of the Wii U one forward in Europe. It was going to come out a week later, and now it's coming out at the same time as the American one. So I'm excited about that. That's awesome.
So when was it? November 28th?
Yeah, that's the day.
Oh, right.
It's going to be so good.
Yeah.
Because that one, then I can plug in my GameCube controller. It's the new Smash Bros. It's going to be HD, got all the characters. I can't play online. Damn it. Maybe that's why I don't like the 3DS one that much, because I can't play online.
Yeah.
So if I could play online, then I could just like fight people and then just kind of mess around with that. But you take that away from it, and it really is just kind of smash on the go and nothing else.
Shame.
Yeah, but shame on me for buying it.
Shame on you.
Shame on me. I'm sorry, everyone.
Fool me once. Shame on you. Fool me twice. You can't get fooled again.
No, I can't. Because I can't buy another copy of the 3DS version. I'll just have to buy the Wii U one, which I want. And will be fun. So
Have you seen that? Have you seen that George Bush clip? That was a thing that George Bush said.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like he's halfway through saying it, and then like he either forgets, or he's like, this sounds wrong. Like, I don't know, like as a political thing, it isn't the right thing to say. So he changes it halfway through.
That's awesome.
Fool me twice, you can't get fooled again. The way he says it is so funny. You gotta watch that clip.
Oh, I've got so many clips to watch.
Yep, you really have.
That does sound funny though.
It was funny.
Right, well, I also got Bayonetta 2, which is good. Makes no sense to me, but it's good. So there's that. But one thing that I'm a little embarrassed to say is that I pre-ordered the first print edition, which is it comes in like a book, and it has the first and second game as part of it, and it costs 60 quid from game, and then it kind of sold out in like a day, maybe two. And I managed to get that one, and then basically because I was in London, it got delivered up to my house, but I couldn't get it, so it took me a week to for me to actually be able to play it. And in that time I saw how much that thing is now worth, and I was like, I can't open it. It's like doubled in value. It's
really
it's
Wow.
ridiculous. So I was like, I can't open it, and it is something that's really cool to have, and it's like, because it looks cool, because it is like this book from the game, and it's like Bayonetta 2 on it, and it is like a cool thing. So I was like, I'll just buy it again, and then I can just hold on to the first print edition. Maybe I'll sell it in the future. I probably will, but it's just kind of cool to have, and because it's worth more, that makes it cooler. So now I have 2 copies of Bayonetta 2, one for playing, and then one for collecting / possibly selling in the future.
Is this? I'm not quite sure. How the market goes for this kind of stuff, but is this not one of these things where it's it's increased in price now, but it's probably going to go down again in the future?
Well, Bayonetta has like a cult status surrounding it, so I would assume that fan base and the fan base of just Platinum games in general will keep it going for a while. Like, because that's how stuff becomes more expensive, when there's just like a lot of dedicated fans who will pay that amount of money for it. So if it was a case of it was a larger game and a bit more mainstream, then yeah, it probably would eventually go down and then probably back up again in a few years. But no, Bayonetta has that status where I think people will always be interested in that sort of series, and just Platinum in general.
Okay, interesting.
And there's only 15,000 of them out there. Fun fact.
It's not that fun. I'll be honest. I'm sorry.
Fine. There's only 15,000 of them. Fact.
There you go.
Nice. Well, how about you? What have you been playing? It's been a few weeks. You must have played something in that time.
I have played more of Professor Layton.
Nice.
I am just owning these puzzles. I mean, I have 80 hint coins because I don't need to use them.
Oh.
I'm like, hint coins. Actually, I actually used some the other day. But that's going well. And the thing that gets me about that game is they didn't change the music in any way. So the last game I played was like The Curious Village or something. And the music is it's accordion, so it always sounds French. Well, that's fair enough. It's supposed to be a creepy, maybe it's a French village. In this one, it's set in London, and they don't change the music. So it doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, well, this doesn't sound right.
But it's all the songs that you know and love.
Yeah.
In London.
Well, they do have a good tune. They do the tune they put on for like when you're working out puzzles is just perfect. It's like the perfect thinking tune. Like you could put this on, and I'd do that pose like Homer does when Lisa's playing the jug. I'd be like that. I'd just be thinking about the puzzle. I didn't say stop.
Oh, what episode is that? That's season
That
3,
is
isn't it?
Homer the Vigilante.
Oh yeah, no, season 5, of course. Oh, I was trying to think where that's from because that episode used to be one of my favourite ones. Like, no, it was my favourite one for the longest time, but I haven't seen it in a while.
That is a good episode. Yeah. So yeah, that I've been playing that. I've bought a few games.
What?
I for some reason I wanted to play Mass Effect. I don't know why.
Okay.
It took me ages to find a copy of that game though.
Well, on 360,
Yeah.
shouldn't be that hard.
Well, I thought it's a massive franchise. I always thought it'd been everywhere, but apparently not. Where I live. So I finally got a copy of that, which I haven't started yet, and I probably won't get anywhere near finishing it because that's just how I play games, it seems. But I might try it. It was cheap enough, so.
That's an odd one, Mass Effect. Well, do you really not have any reason in particular, or were you just feeling a space adventure?
I was. Okay, here's the thing, right? As you may or may not remember, I was playing Assassin's Creed 4 for a bit,
Sure.
but I just didn't care about, like you say, I just didn't care about the story. And the running about and all that kind of stuff didn't keep my attention for long enough. So I figured maybe if I try to get a game that's more focused on the story, it would keep me hooked for longer. And I
makes
hear
sense.
that it has an interesting storyline.
The storyline's pretty good, but it's more about the universe and like discovering things about it and reading all the lore surrounding it, that sort of thing. Like throughout there is a story, and it's pretty good, but yeah, it's more about as you play the game, you build up this universe and you build up all the different alien races and all the history of the universe. So yeah, that's what makes it interesting. And Seth Green's in it as well.
He is, isn't he? Yeah. He plays that guy. What's his name? Joker.
Yeah, Joker.
So I might try that. Although I wanted to play as the female one because I heard she has a much better voice acting. But you can't do it on the first game.
No,
Or can you?
second game.
It's only the second game, is it? Oh.
Well, I never played the first one. Well, I did years ago when it first came out because a mate brought it, and I gave it a go and was like, "This is terrible. I'm not playing this ever again."
Oh.
And then the second one came out, and people were saying how it's a lot better and more rounded, and it had dropped in price in Argos quite quickly. So I was like, "Hey, let's give it a go." And I was like, "Well, this game's amazing," and I love that game. Mass Effect 2 is really good, and the third one is also really good. Although the second one is better. So if I would say still stick with the first one, but if you don't really like it, just jump to the second one, and you should be fine.
I saw the second one for £3.
Well,
so I might just do that.
If you're willing to splash out,
That is a Tesco's meal deal right there, but I think I will.
not eat for a day, play
Yes.
Mass Effect 2,
Oh, what would I do about my chicken and bacon sandwich?
wither away,
Oh.
and play Mass Effect.
So yeah, I've bought that. I haven't played it yet. And I also played Resident Evil 4
Hooray!
a couple of days ago on a live stream, which is okay. It was good.
Nice. High praise.
Yeah. Well, just shooting some not quite zombie people.
I can't remember what they're called.
They're not zombies, are they?
No, it is in Spanish what their name is. Because they're
Ole.
Spanish. No, it's not Ole. I'm afraid. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Well, it was good that you played the Wii version, because that's the one I played when I first played the game.
Really? Did you use motion controls?
Yeah, because it's easier with the motion controls. Like, yeah, the thing is that, like, in that game there's a shooting gallery mini-game,
Yeah.
and in all the other versions it's really hard. But because you can use the pointer in the Wii version, it's really easy, and it kind of breaks it a little bit. So it's a case of, yeah, you kind of have to waggle sometimes when you're doing quick time events, but the controls are much better with the pointer because you just get you can just aim so much easier, just get headshots all the time.
Yeah, that was a bit tricky.
Like when I brought the 360 version, I was like, I'm not gonna like it because I won't have the Wii pointer to help me aim. Because that game's really, I found that it was made for the Wii pointer because you have two definitive sorts of movement. You have just running around, then you have aiming, which means when you're just running around, you don't have to even think about the pointer or anything like that. But then when you need it, it's there, and you can just jump straight to it without too much hassle. So to me, that's kind of perfect, where you're not constantly thinking about it, but does actually enhance the controls and gameplay.
No, you say that. That does make sense because I knew that the movement was like limited, and that was like a factor about it, that you had to, be careful about things. You couldn't just run in there. But I didn't realise it was so sort of right, shoot, move, shoot, move. But so it probably would have worked like that.
Yeah, it's quite tactical in a way. In a minor way, not, but you really do have to think about how enemies are attacking you and then how you're going to attack them back rather than just blast them all. Which you can do, but
doesn't go very well.
No, one of them will eat you.
Yeah. Well, it had I knew it wasn't going to be a particularly scary game.
No, it's not that creepy.
No, but I did like the music. I think the sound effect was very good. That beat it has is always quite
that beat.
That beat.
Oh yeah. Well, that game I actually found it to be pretty tense when I played it. Not scary.
Yeah.
Like it's very on edge with the way with enemies attacking you and things like that. Like it's very survival horror, like constantly. Like you always have to be aware of that, which is like one of the reasons I really like it. Like that beginning bit where you have to hold out in the village. It's like such a great way to get you sucked into it, where you just kind of have to hold out, but you have to do it in your own way. The game doesn't tell you how to do it. You just got to do it, and you don't know that it's timed and that suddenly they're all gonna walk away. You just got to okay, I've got to survive.
Yeah.
Which is like kind of perfect for that sort of game.
And the AI was surprisingly smart for me. They started throwing things at me up in the tower. I was like, that's not on.
No, you can't do that. It's
They can't be
cheating.
throwing things. They're supposed to be zombies and be dumb, but no, they were throwing things. It's smart. What was the fireworks going on?
Yeah, a little bit. They're not mine, I swear.
I was going to say something about there's. I mean, I thought there would be a few sort of jump scares. There was no, you know exactly when you're going to really get attacked. To be honest, it's like they make it quite obvious. There's one very slowly coming towards you, so it's not scary like that. But it's sort of like, oh god, how do I do it?
Yeah, it's survival. It's not jump scares, which is what people used to call horror survival horror, but they don't anymore because it doesn't exist. So when people say horror is gone, it means that survival horror is gone, and now it's just horror.
Although, can you please answer the question, how the hell do you take on those guys flinging the dynamite? Because they're really annoying.
You shoot it out of their hand and it blows them up.
There's a room where there's two of them, and as soon as you go in the room, they throw them.
No, you can if you're quick enough. Actually, you might be able to just... I know where you're talking about. I think there's some way of doing it where you can blow them up.
Eventually, I just got into such a tight angle I could shoot him through the window. But still, that was not. I don't think that's the right way you're supposed to do it.
No, I think there is. Is that where the bear traps are?
Yes.
There is some way of doing that, and it might just be shooting it out of their hands really quickly.
Right. Okay.
But there is a way of doing that safely
You
without
see,
blowing up.
If I did that on the hypothetically, if I was good at the motion controls, that probably would have been a lot easier because you could just go boom boom. But it's a lot slower using the analog sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's good.
No, I would recommend playing it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I know you won't, but I will recommend it.
Why did you say that?
No reason.
Yeah, well, I can't remember what I got up to now. Is it quite a long game?
It's a decent length. There's 6 chapters.
Okay, well I must have been nearly at the end of 2 then, I'd imagine. No, I
No,
beat
you're
2.
on chapter 1, weren't you?
No, I think I got past 2.
No, okay, there's a difference between... Okay, yeah, it's confusing. There's like 1-1.
Oh, it's 1-1, isn't it? Yeah, you're right.
1-2.
Oh god, that
So
means
there's
I'm not
6, like, so it ends on like 6-1, 6-2.
Oh god, that's alright then. That must take ages then.
It's quite long, yeah. I think the end of that first chapter or first act, I think that's on the lake.
Oh, I got to the lake. Yeah, that's where I got up to. The lake. You're
Oh,
right.
did you do the... You didn't do the boss battle, did you?
No.
Okay, then I think once you do that, then that's the end, because then it becomes night, and then the enemies become tougher.
Oh, okay, so that's 2. That would be 2.
Yeah, that's the start too.
That's still quite long though, I suppose. So I was playing that for about 3 hours.
Then I think the end of 2 is once you get to the castle. Then I think Order 3 takes place in that castle. Then what else happens? Can't remember. I think like one of them is where you go to an island, and I think that's 5. But yeah, it's a pretty long game.
Hmm.
I think it would take you like 20 hours maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, because I didn't fail that much, so it was not even because of that. It was just it took that long to get that far for me.
Yeah.
No, yeah, that's what I've been playing.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
So you also today you uploaded a video saying how you're selling out
Yeah.
more ads
Sponsored.
all the time.
I'm getting
Audible.com/muckluck.
How did you know it's Audible? Oh.
It's just a loot crate.
Yeah, I'm getting my own special version of a Loot Crate coming out soon.
Ucrate/Ghost Banana.
Yeah.
It's coming soon.
So I've got Audible lined up, I've got Loot Crate, and I've also got Roger Moore.
Oh, Roger Moore is on board.
Because he seems to be churning out the books, I thought there's a good partnership there.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yep.
That just makes
So,
sense.
just a brief 10-minute advert between, my content.
That's all you need.
And then, it'll be like nothing's ever changed.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... Yeah, I don't kind of get it with big YouTubers why they're going all in with the adverts. Does it really cost that much? Like, really? Like, the impression I get, and I don't know, but the impression I get with some of these big YouTubers is that they kind of spend a bit too much. And then I think some of them might just, like, be hiring too many people.
Like editors
behind-
and things.
Yeah, stuff like that. Like, just kind of overextending themselves, so then they have to put these extra videos. But it's like, it's very odd, because when you're getting millions of views, you would think, or it seems like you get paid enough to be fine. And even if you don't, then that's a little unappreciative of the job that you have. But I don't really want to go into it, because we don't actually know the
No.
finances.
Although I will say that you're right. I mean, like, we both have done Let's Playing and things, and okay, we probably don't have the best quality, but I can't say for myself that things have cost terribly much.
No.
It's like you need a microphone and a capture, really.
You could do it all for 200 quid, I think.
Yeah.
And even... Okay, maybe 250 if you want to include like editing software, but you could do everything you would need for that much. And make really good quality videos. Like,
Yep.
it does cost a lot, but it's just initial startup.
Yeah, it's an investment, isn't it? And then I've used stuff for ages now since I bought them. And it's like it's not something you need to keep replacing.
No.
And the only thing you do need to replace is the games when you have to buy the games to play them. But even then, it's not like it's going to go through the roof in terms of cost.
No, that can't be that much. So yeah, that's why I kind of get the impression of there's something else. There has to be something else going on, and it could just be greed. I don't want to say that because again, I don't know, but that's like the impression I get just with the way some people do it. Not naming any names.
Oh, of course not. We won't do that on this podcast.
MrMuckluckable. Well,
Listen, Audible and I have a really good deal where you can get 10% off your
Ooh.
first audiobook. I know usually you get a free trial, but I couldn't muster that up. So
No,
it's only 10% off.
10% off your first book, no free
Yeah,
trial.
no free trial. They won't give me that. They don't think I have enough audience. So
So no, so people have to choose between using somebody else's free trial that they can get, or type in your name and just get 10% off and have to pay 90% of the cost.
yeah,
Well, it's an easy choice. I mean.
yeah, yeah. You got to support your YouTubers. So you could go with a free trial and get a whole book for free, or you could go with mine. It's up to you.
And the bizarre thing about all that is that people have been editing it, like they add it at the end of their videos in 4 years' time. Like we have videos now from YouTubers from even more than that. Like people, this all kind of started 2006, 7 was like the origins of a lot of this stuff at the very earliest. So we just got these really old videos, and the same thing's going to happen with these videos, where people are going to go back and watch and be like, "Oh, Audible, like, cool." Like it's going to be really weird.
Hmm. So it'd be like old TV adverts.
Yeah, it's going to be like the new Audible.com. Get
Yeah.
yourself a trial.
Or 10% off.
10% off with MrMuckluckable. He'll
Yep.
give you a good deal.
Uh-huh. But no, I don't really have a sponsor. This is all sounding far too realistic. I could, 10%, yeah,
The idea of someone typing in audible.com/muckluck. And then just be like 10% of Game of Thrones. Then just a banana.
Yep. And what would I get for that? I don't know. Even less.
Yeah.
I'd have to. It'll be, yeah. But, no, I have been thinking about some stuff.
Hmm.
Not necessarily sponsorships. But
But
other
that
things.
too.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, well, quickly before we go into that, it seems odd because with podcasts it makes sense that they're sponsors because it does cost a lot of money to upload a podcast or on like iTunes and all that kind of stuff, like in servers and things like that. That does cost a lot of money and needs to be covered for people to put it out there. So that makes sense. But YouTube, it's just you throw it out there and YouTube takes care of it. So there's no cost in terms of that. It's just not there.
Where are you getting the sponsor thing, by the way?
Hmm?
Where are you getting the sponsor thing from? Now I'm intrigued. I honestly don't know what YouTube you're talking about.
Oh, just in general, you just see it.
Okay.
Well, with
See
the
it-
Audible one, it's normal boots people like JonTron at the end of his videos, or a few of them recently. It's just been like, thanks for watching the show. If you want to go grab a free trial and support the show, go to audible.com. That. He does
Okay.
that. He's done
'Cause
that
the-
on a few videos.
The main ones I hear from are from the podcasts, so like you say. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Foodie
mostly
podcasts.
podcasts because they kind of have to support them. But there is now YouTubers like... I mean, we talked about it before, so I don't want to go into it, but like people clearly being paid to look at a certain product, and like Loot Crate made a massive push across all YouTubers, and it was just like, hey, check out our thing and give you some free stuff or whatever.
How much is a loot crate? They do seem quite overpriced for what they are.
I'm not sure. Someone at work does it, but it's like he has a couple of figures that are pretty cool, but then I can't imagine it's worth how much you pay.
It's always those damn figures with the big heads
Yeah, the bobbleheads.
and a t-shirt.
Yeah, I think Loot Crate just sounds lame, really. Like it's something that you would get for like maybe a 12-year-old, and they would really enjoy it every month, getting all these cool things.
Yeah.
But an adult, it's just a bit lame. Like, oh, here's my new comic book villains pack. Ah, there's the Joker statue. Good. Like opening up yourself a little present every month. It's like, that's lame.
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 You see, lame is a good use as an insult. Are you questioning me on the
I
stream?
like lame.
Lame is
My
very
point
good.
is that lame isn't devastating.
Lame is devastating.
Lame is not. It's just maybe it's a bit dismissive, if anything, I guess.
You're wrong.
Well, you're lame.
Oh, God. I'm devastated.
Oh no, what have I done? Anyway, as we were getting into, you're changing your channel for the better.
Yeah, only a little bit.
Hmm.
Well, maybe, I don't know.
You're like, I'm
Just some things.
sick of these bloody Let's Plays.
I'm going to start doing makeup tutorials.
Oh, cool.
I think that's where the views are.
Am I gonna see an advert in the underground for you? Mr. McLuckable's makeup
Yeah,
sessions.
yeah. Well, I was thinking there's some good collabs to be made as well, because there's obviously most of the people are women, so I think there's a few collabs to do, and also it's a bit of a gap in the market there. I know there's a few guys that do it, but you know,
Could swoop in.
I could swoop in there and have some review of this what was it? What's like a male bulldog? They have like
Right.
some male things. Like, oh, this new bulldog moisturizing cream. Oh, it's very good.
Ah, and never show your face. Just your hands.
No, I don't do
Oh.
hand cream.
Look at this. No.
Mr. McLuckable's hand cream reviews.
Free videos a week of hand creams.
This hand cream moisturizes quite well. Smells nice too.
By the end, like after a year, your hands are just amazing. They just look incredible. Just like because you've just been rubbing hand cream constantly into them.
It looks like I've been wearing gloves.
It's just
like
solid white hands, like Mickey Mouse.
Oh God.
Just
So
like,
yeah, that's
guys, I'm giving this up.
yeah. Then I move on to something else.
Yeah. Foot
But-
cream.
Okay, oh God. No, because that's where the gap is. So then I move on to whatever's popular in like a year's time.
Oh, okay. And then just your hands opening up Loot Crate, like, here we go, guys, the hand cream this month.
Yeah. Oh God. Hand cream
cream
loot crate. What were we saying? What was I talking
It's the
about?
Walking Dead hand cream.
Ugh.
Yeah, don't. That's yeah. About your YouTube channel,
Oh God, but honestly, how did we get into this?
you were like hand cream's the best.
No, I wasn't. You liar.
Unprovoked. It's because we were saying how you're changing your channel, and then you were like, oh, I could do
Oh,
makeup
so you said
stuff.
Let's Plays. Yeah, you said Let's Plays. I'm not. Yeah, I'm still doing Let's Plays. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm trying to say.
Cool.
It's just I might change the way I do them, or I might do things as well as them.
Sure. Well, I think one of the interesting ideas that you mentioned was just a one-off video. Because I think that would be, like, I'm interested to see how that will go. Because really, that's just like an impressions video. But to have that, I would assume it would, I mean, you were saying shorter videos, but I would assume that sort of video would be longer still. Like, still
Probably,
be half
yeah.
an hour just to get a decent impression. And maybe even, like, edited, like, record an hour, then just cut together the
Well,
best
yeah,
bits.
because otherwise it would only be like the beginning of a game, which might not necessarily be the bit you want to see.
Yeah, because
yeah, you're right.
you wouldn't have to sit through the cutscenes, or you wouldn't have to show all the cutscenes,
Exactly.
because you're not Let's Playing it. And then you could talk over the cutscenes, be like, you're dumb, and you're saying dumb things.
Yeah. Or hell, I could even at one point not even have to do live commentary. Oh my goodness.
What?
I could just record afterwards. Oh. So
Madness.
yeah, it's a lot. It's a chance to try something different. So who knows? Who knows?
Well,
I probably still will do it live, but
yeah, I think the impressions things is a good idea, because, like, that, what you're talking about, what you'll probably be doing, will probably be a compressed version of what I did with the Alien Isolation live stream. And then also with your live streams as well. With a live stream, it's like, I'm going to play this game for a few hours. And then usually, like, if it's not a game you haven't played, then it is, like, your impressions of it and how you react to it.
yeah.
So I think that's definitely a good idea. Because that
Yeah.
can always be interesting.
Well, like I said, it's just been. I realise it's like crap. It's been a really long time since I've actively tried to do something different, and you can sort of plateau, especially doing this type of thing. So I just thought I'd make an effort to at least try something different.
Yeah, makes sense.
And like you say, it's. I know you said in the past um, uh, about Let's Playing and how it definitely doesn't have the same level it had in the past, which I agree with. So obviously, I'm not going to stop doing that, but it's still good to you got to acknowledge that and think, okay, well, if Let's Playing is sort of dipping, then what other things can I try?
Yeah, makes sense.
And not go down with the ship.
Well, you could do, for your one-off impressions, you could do Mass Effect as the first one.
I could do that actually. Yeah.
Perfect.
I will keep that in mind.
And then the second one, Mass Effect 2.
And then,
Dragon Age or something. Oh,
yeah,
new Dragon Age coming out, so you could play that.
I was thinking Jackie Chan Adventures.
Oh, well, that'll
Which,
be
by the
like
way,
2 hours long.
Where is that?
Listen, you may have noticed that I've just stopped making videos, alright?
Just a little bit, yes.
And I was like, right, Jackie Chan. No, I'm not. I'm giving up on YouTube because of Jackie Chan.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
I didn't know it'd have that effect on you.
Well, it has that effect on most people. You just
Which is-
lose the will to live.
You know,
Slowly.
that combined with missing Harrison Ford, it's just too much.
It's been a rough month.
Yeah.
No, I stopped uploading because I've been in London and I don't actually have an internet connection, and I didn't want to bring my desktop computer to London because I would have to carry it and everything and it would just be a hassle. And then, I mean, the company was actually really nice enough because there was no internet. They were like, just take home a PS3. I think, yeah, I already mentioned this, didn't I?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Well, that might have just been to me. I can't remember.
Yeah. So they gave me a debug PS3, said you can rent out some games and then just play those. And that games library is insane. Keep up to date. Like, there was tons of copies of Destiny, and then there was PS4 games as well. So it's a games library with so many different games, and also they're all up to date. So really, if I worked there full time, I would never really have to buy games. Just wait a week and then just get them from there. But so I actually played through South Park: The Stick of Truth and actually beat it. And
Oh, good.
it was good. I think the style and actually having it close to be South Park makes it work. In terms of an actual RPG though, it's a bit whatever. I think it was made to be easy to play rather than to be that interesting. Like, in terms of RPGs are usually quite engaging with the leveling up system, and this just kind of isn't. Like, the way this game does it is where everyone levels up with you, which means that you don't really get that feeling of becoming stronger that you would usually get, and is like kind of half the point of an RPG being set out the way it is. Because usually with an RPG, you're like, oh, I got killed by this guy, I'm going to go level up and then go kill him. But with South Park, you just try again. But really, it's not. You're not there for the combat, and there's a ton of different references in there. Maybe too many. I did feel like it dragged on a little bit. But it was good. I mean, I didn't love it. I don't think I'll play it again. But it held my interest for like the 20 hours that it took to beat. So there's that, I suppose.
Do you think, perhaps, yeah, would you say you're a big fan of the show?
I used to be. I still like it. Like, I still do watch it. I don't love it anymore, but I would say I am. Like, if you go on my YouTube channel, my description is a South Park quote. Fun fact.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, it's a variation of the quote. Making videos, playing games, and fighting around the world.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, well, it's just since YouTube's hidden that bit, you know, annoyingly, because I used to like that section.
You can see it though if
You can. It's in that about bit, and also it's styled really crap now as well.
No, but I mean, whenever you highlight a YouTuber's name, it comes up.
Wait, what are we talking about here? What?
The description.
I'm checking it now.
So if you go onto your subscriptions and then
Oh
highlight...
god, so it does.
Yeah, it's right there.
Huh.
So people still see it. I mean, I don't know if people really read it, because you didn't even notice it, but it's there.
No. Oh, I didn't. Oh, okay then. Cool. What was I saying?
About the South Park.
Oh, that's right. Do you think a lot of references were lost on you?
No, I got them all pretty much.
Okay.
But I mean, I think that's... I mean, I did like it in the end, but that's what it is. It's like this... The game was made for fans of South Park, not for the fans of like RPGs. And I guess maybe I was expecting a bit too much out of the RPG elements, when really they're just there as a vehicle for you to go through South Park and visit all the locals and go through the story.
Yeah.
Which, you know, they pulled that off, so it's definitely good, and it, you know, there are funny parts in it, but it's just like, I have no reason to go back to it. Nobody really talks about that game anymore, and I think that's the reason why, because you just play it once, you have your laughs, you enjoy the references, and then you're kind of done.
And that's fair enough, I'd say.
Yeah, you can't complain. I mean, that's
No.
better than a lot of tie-in games out there.
True.
I mean,
Very
we
true.
still talk about the Simpsons game for the wrong reasons from time to time.
So, the Simpsons game.
Yeah,
That one.
the Simpsons game.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't that bad. I kind of... Because there hasn't been another one like that for so long now, you know, it's like, that's the best we're going to get for the moment.
Nice.
So it's like, oh, well, it's not that bad then, I suppose, but I really wish they'd make another Simpsons game.
That would be cool. I would buy it.
I would buy it too.
I would buy it free.
Oh.
I don't think I've ever brought a Simpsons game when it first came out or anything like that. Like, never really had that sort of excitement for film or TV tie-in games. It's just I end up picking them up anyway.
So you didn't buy that? Oh. Oh, I did.
Well, I brought the...
Yeah.
Well then. With the Simpsons game, I played the DS one to Let's Play it, and that's the first time I played the Simpsons game at all.
Oh, okay.
And then my brother was like, let's LP this, and I was like, okay, I guess. And then that's when I played the full version.
Right. And then you're like, oh my god, I've missed out so much.
Oh, what a waste. I can't believe it.
Such conviction in that voice. I can't believe
No.
it.
But actually, no, I think I got Hit and Run when it first came out. Because
Yeah?
I think it came out around my birthday.
I did not.
Oh yeah, tell a lie, because I actually remember being like, that looks really good, and then I went out and brought it. True
You
story.
are lucky.
Hmm.
I had to watch some other kid play it. That's the worst.
Oh, screw that guy.
He had Simpsons Hit and Run and Vice City, and I was like, you dick.
That's a little harsh.
Yeah, considering I must have been, what did that come out, 2003? So,
Yeah, so like
about
9
11.
years. Yeah, 11
Yeah.
years ago.
So,
You
yeah.
dick.
And apparently I was like some cockney chimney sweeper as well.
Oh, bloody hell. Definitely.
Yeah, but you know, just watching someone else like, I want that game. And
Well,
I didn't have-
I never had the resentment that you clearly had. I liked watching other people play the games, as long as I would, you know, get a go-to.
Yeah, I think he, if I remember correctly, he's probably the type of person that would be like, no, you watch, I play.
I play.
I play,
Hit
this
and
is
run.
my game.
Look how good I am at hit and run.
It's alright, I got it eventually, and then actually, it's one of the games I got with my PlayStation. It was bundled with it.
Oh.
Another one that was bundled with it was Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, nice. 2 quality titles. Well, one is
Yeah.
good.
I actually remember playing a bit of it as well. It was quite good.
Let's play coming soon.
Buffy, I can't remember what it was called now, but yeah. After I'd done Hit and Run, I was like, what the hell is this?
Well, with Hit
Oh.
and Run, you know, that kid had it first, but where's his Let's Play series?
Yeah, exactly.
How many subscribers does that prick have?
And it turns out that guy's like, oh, what's his name? Someone mentioned on the stream I did it last week. Someone brought up this YouTuber, and I was like, oh, as long as it's not this one guy, that I really don't like. And, well, what do you know? It was the same guy we've been
was-
thinking about. Markiplier, that's his
Oh,
name.
not my.
Have you heard of him?
Yeah, he's associated with the Game Grumps, so I've
Oh, is
heard of
he?
him
Oh,
through that.
okay.
He's not actually with them, but they know each other.
Oh, God, that's... Yeah.
He's awful.
Yeah, that's the guy. That was the guy I saw play home run.
Oh, he's not
But-
good. He seems. Here's the thing, like, so Game Grumps did Table Flip, which was actually a really good series, and I really liked it, but they don't do it anymore, I don't think. Where have you heard of it?
Do they flip tables?
No. I mean, in the
No.
intro, but it was basically they would just invite other YouTubers to come around and play board games and those sort
Oh.
of games.
That sounds cool.
So one of the episodes had Markiplier on, and it was the first time I heard of him, and I thought it was alright. He seemed like a nice enough guy, and when they were just playing their games, it was like pretty good. And then I saw his thumbnails for his videos, and I was like, well, I was wrong. Oh God, no. And then I just that was the end of it for me. So I see his videos crop up from time to time, but I'm just like, I'm not doing it to myself.
Now, I know that we say that we don't want to bitch about people on this podcast,
Oh,
and
no,
yet we
of
do,
course.
and yet we do anyway all the
Yeah.
time. So I just got to say this: I don't have anything against the guy. He's obviously knows what he's doing, and to be honest, I don't actually think what he does is that bad. But it's literally like I can't listen to it
No.
because his voice it's got a really grating voice. It's like everything is like really sort of groaned out, and I actually can't listen to it. That's the thing. It's uncomfortable to listen to.
Yeah, I
That's
get
what I don't
that.
get.
Yeah, that's the worst thing.
It doesn't speak with a normal voice. Everything's got like this sort of effort behind it, which makes it sort of coarse.
Yeah, that's the worst one. I think Sly Foxhound is another one who's really bad for that, where you can just hear how much he's putting into his voice and the way he's talking. So he's
Yeah.
not just he's not a human being anymore, just playing a game. He's like a character,
Yep.
and it's like, well, don't play a character. Nobody wants to see the character. Just play the game. And that's why I liked Markiplier, I think, on Table Flip, because he wasn't playing anyone. He was just a guy hanging out with friends playing a game. And there's an appeal to watching that. Which might sound creepy now that I've said it out loud, but that's interesting. But some
Listen,
guy
on YouTube
doing
it's
it-
fine. Through the windows it's not.
Well, that's your opinion.
That's how you differentiate.
I'm just
YouTube.
lurking. Nothing wrong with nothing
You're
wrong
watching
with a bit
Harrison
lurking.
Ford play board games, aren't you?
Yeah, a
I
little
knew it.
bit. See, it's all come around.
It always does.
Perfect. And now we can end off the podcast, unless you've got anything else to say
No,
on the matter.
I think we should end. It's probably been long enough.
Yeah, it's been a decent amount of time.
Yeah.
Alright.
Man, what a variety of topics today.
Oh man, oh man.
So much. It's very good. So this is what happens when you have a 2-week break.
Yeah, it's nice.
You come back with high quality content like this podcast.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. So we should do one again next week. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, back down to the usual standard.
Usual grind.
hmm
Usual like so. Ah.
Simpsons.
Ah. Bond 24 is going to be good. Ah.
Roger Moore.
Again. Joe, tell us about the time you saw Roger Moore. Again.
I never saw Roger Moore, sadly.
Oh.
Maybe by next week though. Who knows?
Yeah, there we go.
I'll lurk. It's fine.
We'll get...
Oh, of course I saw Roger Moore. What am I about?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking of it in like the sort of I bumped into him sort of way. No, of
Just,
course
hey, Rog.
Oh, Roger, yeah, of course I did see him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Roger Moore then. Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that next week.
Yeah, next week we'll retell that tale. That was like 2 podcasts ago. I don't think it was that long ago.
Gather round, and I shall tell you the tale.
And I'll tell my Harrison Ford story next week as well.
For people who forget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you got
So-
to recap.
Look forward to that next week.
All
But
right then. Any last thoughts before we go?
No.
Cool. Right, well, we will see you next week then.